Alright, guys, so we're in the airport in Singapore. We just spent the last 5 days in Malaysia. Great trip. And now we're going to Cape Town, South Africa. So I have 20 hours of flights to do, but this is gonna be the greatest trip I'll ever do. At least I think. Let's go. Hi guys, so here's the mountains.
Well, that's sick. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is beautiful indeed. Guys, I just talked with one of my mentors and here in South Africa. And we realized that I might need to actually launch the book, right? I've also realized myself that over the past few months I haven't really worked much on the book, and that the book, based on people that reviewed it, obviously they gave me feedback, but it's technically ready, right? If I were to write a second, a third, a fourth, fifth draft, it's not gonna have that much of an impact in terms of improvement. So apparently we're gonna launch next week. I just need someone to, like a ghostwriter, someone to correct everything to make it easier to read, as well as someone to format the book. And then we're going to launch to the public, which is gonna be great. Can't wait. Obviously I'm a bit nervous because I was supposed to do the second, the third, and fourth and fifth draft, but honestly that's just me trying to be quote unquote perfect, even though we can't be perfect. And sometimes it's better to do something even if you're not ready to do it than to wait until it's perfect. And that's how I live my life. So we're here, we're gonna launch that, and we're gonna launch a few other things actually, like a community. So I'm excited, but obviously a bit nervous. I'll see you guys soon. So guys, we're here in South Africa, as you guys know, and we decided to launch the book earlier, and so because of that, right now we're kind of doing the marketing. We're working on that. So our plan, obviously, back in 2024, about almost a year ago, I did promote my book on the billboard in New York, which was a great way to advertise. Now, I'm looking at the notes, discussing with some of my friends here, and what we're going to do, right, is we're going to have a specific date. We're thinking of August 28th, which is exactly 21 days from now. And, we need to make sure that, like, everything is clean, right? There's some tweaks I need to make when it comes to the book, but when it comes to advertising the book, we're thinking of doing a podcast here. We're thinking of doing many things. We're thinking of shooting some type of content. I don't know if you guys know Alex Ramosi. He's a guy I love watching. He's doing a book launch actually this month, and so we're just gonna kind of like not copy like word for word, obviously, but really just see what he's doing and then replicate that with what we're doing. And obviously, because I want people, as much people to know what I actually did yesterday, and we actually started getting some applications, which is amazing. Is we did a launch team. I don't know if by the time of me uploading this video, if you'll be able to still apply, but a launch team is going to be a team where I'm gonna have a few people that are gonna be helping me with the launch of the book, right? And we have the book here, right? The launch of the book is essentially like what people will need to do in the launch team is they'll need to be first, reading the book, obviously, right? Giving feedback, reviews, whatever. Also, second, write down a review on Amazon when it's launched, right? So we can really get promoted organically as a book in this specific field, right? And then third, we're going to be, I mean, they're going to be there to really help with just talking about it to other people, if that makes sense, right? Now, obviously, the book is good, right? I've gotten it reviewed by other people, and they told me that it's amazing, right? Obviously, there are tweaks, there are things that they wanted to add, things that they said that I should remove, but essentially, we're going to just, um, you know, launch it and try to get it at so as many people hear it as possible, because look, the book is life changing if you do know how to apply, right, the information, like you, and what I mean by apply is simply like understanding, right, the information, because how it works with cognitive behavioral education, all of those things is you change your perception by true realizations, if that makes sense, true being presented with new information. And so this is what's going to happen with the book. The book is really in depth, right? And the goal, right, is to really, this is my mission, right? My purpose is to help men really stand up against the lies of society so that they can live the life that they want to live, right? I don't want to go on a tangent, but I've seen, and in myself and so many people, they live life according to what society expects of them, right? And through that, I believe that quitting porn and really learning the information you're about to learn in this book is the first step to get there, right? So this is more of a purpose thing for me, right? A lot of people told me it doesn't make sense for me. Like, I have coaching, why would I create a book, whatever. But I said this is something I wanted to do for legacy purposes, even though like it's not like writing a book is the purpose of life, if that makes sense, nor leaving one is. But I just wanted to make sure that I can actually leave something that this current generation can, relate to and really use to their advantages, right? And so that's what we're about to do, right? And the book, as you can see here, I made it easier to understand. And again, the goal is for as many people to read as possible. We might actually translate it. One of the guys I saw apply this morning said that he can help with the translation in Polish, right? And he knew some people that would need such help, like so we might be doing that, which is gonna be amazing, man. You can't know how excited I am because right now I'm a bit sick, but just a few years ago I was living in my parents' house and I was just doing the same routine every day, trying to improve myself, read books, work out. I had no friends, none at all, and I just basically was doing the same things over and over again, right? And I kind of fell into a depression, you can say. At the same time, I was just like feeling miserable, even though I was technically making progress. I was on the path of self improvement. And after learning the information I learned in this, because this is not just about quitting porn, masturbation, this is psychology. This is actually like really understanding how people change their behaviors, right? It just changed my life for good. And right now I've been traveling. I went to Bali for more than a month, and then I went to Japan for 3 weeks, and then I'm here for maybe 1 month in South Africa. I went to Malaysia just a few days ago also, in Singapore, and it's just amazing. But the thing is, I want to help people, right? And I really want to have an impact on people. So that's the thing. And I really appreciate for just my audience and people watching my videos and some people I've met, right? They're very like they're always trying to help me. They ask me questions, and for the book launch, for example, I see people applying, and I'm just grateful for that, right? Because I don't even get that support from people close to me, and yet my audience gives me such support, and I'm just really grateful for that. So that's also a reason why I uploaded my 10-hour course, for example. I uploaded my 2-hour course on YouTube for free. I really want you guys to really just be able to make as much progress as you can on your own.
acquire by the wave of a magic wand, what would it guys, staying humble, alright, Samir?
I guess.
Ha ha. Bro, keeping it halal.
Guys, something crazy just happened in the last few minutes. It got me extremely stressed out to now being actually happy. Let me explain. I was on my phone and I received a text from one of the guys that I coach on how to help others, if that makes sense, on how to help other people quit porn, if that makes sense. He wants to be a coach himself, right? And I'm just coaching him for free. And he sent me a text about some people I actually learned from in the past. That was a year ago, more so that I would watch the content and essentially consume their information. And when I made my book, right, my book is not even released. My book actually got leaked. They essentially said to these guys, look, that guy copied everything, which is not even true. It's not even true, right? I use, obviously, like, I love the process, right? And not the process, I mean the way that they present things. And I use similar studies. I really did something along those lines. And it wasn't like copying word for word, obviously not, right? And they don't even tackle PMO specifically anyways. But they said that, and they these people are pretty known in the space, and they basically were saying like something along the lines of, yeah, there's people like that, or obviously they didn't like that. And so it got me stressed out. I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to launch a book where, even though it's very good, but people think I copied someone else, right? And so I was like, damn, so I can't launch my book. But then I realized something, because I was really stressed out. I realized, look, I can actually rewrite my book now. And I say now, if you don't know, guys, but writing a book, the process of writing a book is not like 500 days. It can be a few days, right? I can write a chapter a day if I want to. Just I know how to do the process properly. And I'm gonna rewrite the book actually, right? I know I don't have like too much time, you can say, but I'm gonna rewrite the book. It's not gonna be rushed. I'm gonna do it properly. And I'm going to have a different way of going about the book, okay? Because I wrote the book a year ago and a lot of things changed then, right? And the things that I learned from these people that are saying that I copied them, I don't even agree with most of these things anymore anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the book for people of faith, who are essentially my students, people of faith, right? The people I target that want to quit porn, masturbation, and lust. I'm not going to make it just something for everyone, right? And I'm going to do it so the book relates to also the average guy that went on NoFap, if that makes sense. And obviously the average man of faith. And it's going to be more simple to understand. It's going to be easier. And I can't wait to do it. I'm still nervous. But it's part of the game, man. If you guys don't know, like, this is exactly the thing. I was extremely stressed out. Like, I was like, man, never mind the book. I can't do anything about it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to distract myself. If you guys been watching my videos, I highly suggest, and this is something I say a lot in videos, that you don't distract yourself whenever you feel something stressful, because you'll find the answer to that problem. And that's exactly what happened again, right? And I also see me being stressed out as me growing, right? Here being in South Africa, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not comfortable. It's a different culture. it's it's probably the most dangerous country I ever went to, because I haven't really been to any dangerous countries. I'm not in the same environment. I'm around other people. It's very different, but it's that growth that I'm looking for. It's that growth that I always ask God to give me, right? To put me in these situations where I'll become another man. Even if I don't enjoy it, I'll be able to grow as a man. And just having this like problem just occur is actually a blessing in disguise for me. I realized that my book will be 10 times better because of that, but also it will just overall, it just prevented so many problems from happening. And also, I'm going to be able to grow just by facing those obstacles. And so I love that stress. I love facing those problems. I don't want to just give up, right? I was watching an Instagram reel not too long ago that I found very interesting. And it's kind of like this new age sort of like motivational post, but there's something very interesting that about that. They said something along the lines of people nowadays are scared that their business will fail. And then it said men back in the day, and it was showing emperors, right? But you can think of like Alexander the Great, whatever. Like I mean these types of guys, right? Caesar, whatever. Not just emperors, but people that went through wars. And essentially the message is like, look, you're scared of your business failing, but do you know that these people back then, right? Men back then, that's not even like a problem to them. They were willing to die for their success, for their nation. Yet you're scared of just your business failing, not even dying, just your business failing, right? And it made me realize like there's so much more that we can do, and we shouldn't put a limit on the amount of either stress, either um, endurance, whatever, ability to go through things. We shouldn't put a limit on that. Obviously, like physically, yes, but mentally, I mean, right? Because we'll just grow as a byproduct. That's what I believe, right? And so I'm just grateful. I'm gonna go and actually do the mind mapping again for my book, right? I'm gonna write down everything I need, everything I want to tackle, if that makes sense. I'm gonna throw my phone away so I'm not distracted. I'm gonna be just on my laptop, my book here, and that's what we're going to do. Obviously, I don't want to do it in a sense that for me, writing is not something I'm extremely passionate about, but I'm very passionate about seeing the end product, if that makes sense, right? Which, of course, like it's not the best sort of state you want to be in, but it's just what I have to do, right? So we're gonna do that. Obviously, again, this is not the ideal scenario, but let's see where this goes.